So, a lot of people continuously ask me what my opinion was with the whole Mizzou hunger strike thing, the whole racism thing that was going on in Missouri. And in all honesty, I really did not want to talk about this topic because I find the topic of race to be incredibly boring. However, people kept asking me to talk about it. They kept asking me when I was going to do a video on it. And I was like, yeah, alright, I'll give the people what they want. I will tell you my opinion about what happened, despite the fact that this is an old ass story. So, let's get this show on the road. So, here's my opinion. This was a gigantic waste of time. I have no idea why this story was so popular. I don't know why these people gave them news coverage. I don't get it. This is a waste of time. It was stupid. People were complaining about a poopy swastika. I mean, it wasn't even like a big poopy swastika. It was like a small poopy swastika. I mean, just clean it up and go about the rest of your life. It's not even a big deal. A couple of people said that black people were gonna get shot on Yik Yak. I mean, really? You guys believe that? I mean, I'm sitting here. I mean, yeah, okay, of course, I'm sitting here in the comfort of my own home. But even I knew that was bullshit. And no one was gonna get hurt. And like, what dumbass would announce that they're going to go on a shooting spree, the day before they can do it? I mean, people can just roll up with guns, or they can just call the police, and the police will create a barrier and prevent anyone from coming into the school, so the shooting can't even happen. It's a bunch of people complaining about racism here in America as if we don't know that there are still racist people here. But they're not the majority. Racist people aren't the majority here, unless you want to count all those progressives that hate white people. In all honesty, here's the truth, right? What we really have here, we don't have a race problem here in America. What we have is a bitch ass nigga problem. Alright? The president of Missouri State is a bitch ass nigga because he stepped down. Kid who had the whole hunger strike thing is a bitch ass nigga because he expected us to give a damn about whether or not he ate or not. And all the people who supported him are a bunch of bitch ass niggas because they want to feel like they're freaking victims. I mean, seriously, what is up with this victimhood bullcrap that people want to keep putting themselves through? And in all honesty, I don't like feeling like a victim. I don't like feeling like the world is against me. I don't like feeling like I have to rise through adversity because of my melanin or my genetic encoding. I mean, I'm black and Native American. Well, I'm mostly black, but I mean, my entire genetic encoding has a history of slavery. All right, it's not a fun thought. It's not something I like thinking about. It's not something I'm fond of, like at all. I don't like it. It's stupid. I don't understand why anyone wants to identify with being a slave, or why anyone wants to identify with being a victim. It's the weirdest thing in the world to me. It's like, I don't want to be a victim. I don't want people to look at me. And you know what? In the inverse, I also don't want people to be prejudiced either. I don't want people to look at me and say I talk like a white person because you assume all white people have terrible grammar. In the same way, I don't want people to think that I'm a victim or that I'm whiny because, a bunch of other black people whine and complain about racism that isn't even there. I mean, bloody hell. And I'm not saying that there aren't racist people in America. Of course, there are still racist people in America. But to make it seem like it was the same racism that our forefathers had to deal with is absurd. I mean, honestly, I'm just really getting sick and tired of all this whining and complaining about a problem that doesn't exist. I mean, some people might talk about colorism in the black community, which I don't know much about. I mean, I don't know. I just don't care. It really doesn't mean much of anything to me. I don't even understand why people have these notions or why they think about it. It's just a gigantic waste of time to me because the solution to racism is already there. It's not about whether or not we need to find a solution. It's all about application. You just need to start treating people as individuals. That's the solution to racism. Stop assuming stupid shit about people because of the level of melanin in their skin. There you go. Problem solved. See, it's such a simple solution. All it requires is just application. We already have the golden rule. Do unto others, give others do unto you. I mean, see, we already have it. We already have the wisdom. Only thing here is we have to apply it. Or you can go the long route, and outbreed racism. And what I mean is, have a bunch of children, treat them equally, treat them kindly, teach them that, their skin color doesn't really matter all that much. And then eventually, over a period of generations, the amount of racist people will dwindle and bam, there you go. Racism solved. I mean, but, aside from that, I don't know. I think it's easier to just try to teach people and just treat people as individuals, Treat them based on what they do and how they are. That's my opinion on the whole racism thing, because I don't know. Again, it's such a boring topic to me. It's like we already have the solution to racism. Just stop being an asshole to people. There you go, problem solved. What are we doing here? What are we doing with all these protests? What are you protesting against? Racism's bad. We got it. Now what? And then again, then I guess to go back to the main topic of the whole Missouri thing, and they made the guy step down for a poopy swastika, something he didn't have anything to do or any control over. They didn't like the fact that they didn't like the way he responded, which I thought was stupid, because it wasn't his problem anyway. Just get the janitor to clean it up and go about the rest of your life. There you go. So there we go. Back to what I was saying earlier. We have a bitch ass nigga problem here in America. And what I mean by bitch ass nigga is, I mean a bunch of whiny people who don't know how to solve their own problems. That's what I mean when I say bitch ass nigga. I mean, because there are a lot of cowardly, childlike. I mean, these guys are adults. They're college students, and they're acting like whiny children, yelling and screaming and complaining. This one guy who had the hunger strike, I mean, he expects us to give a damn about whether or not he has any food to eat. Why don't you go try that hunger strike shit in Africa? How about that? Get out of here with that. I don't care. I don't care. If I was the president, I would have let the kids starve. Right? And that's what makes the president a bitch ass nigga. He actually folded to the whines and demands of a group of people who want to be victims. Sorry, if I was the president, I wouldn't have time for that. I'd tell those kids to go to class. Leave me alone. I didn't have anything to do with the poopy swastika. Go away. But no, and instead he folded. That's what makes him a bitch ass nigga. A bunch of these kids, again, they're acting like children when they're frigging adults. I mean, that's a problem unto itself. This is why we need fathers here in America, right? To teach your children how to deal with adversity and to not whine and complain whenever someone says anything remotely close to being mean or racist. Ignore it. Ostracize them. But the more you act like it bothers you, the more racist people are going to be dicks to you. I mean, kill them with kindness. Leave them alone. Don't show that it hurts your feelings. Alright? Like, that's how you deal with bullies. Unless they put their hands on you, which they didn't. Leave it alone. I mean, you just have a bunch of whining here, and I'm getting sick and tired of it. I mean, we need to start telling these people that they are not the center of the universe, and that you can't protest and whine and complain whenever somebody says something mean to you, or does something mean, or makes a freaking poopy swastika. And I mean, it's a poopy swastika. It wasn't even a big one. It was just a small poopy one. I mean, again, like I said, the topic of race oftentimes a very boring one to me. I don't really have much to say other than treat people like individuals, treat them well, be kind to them. Ignore racism when you see it, ostracize these people, or breed it out. I don't know. But that's my opinion, and I'm sorry for all the people I didn't make a video on the topic when it was nice and fresh, but I'm just tired of the topic of race. I don't know what else to do. It's all about application at this point. I like people. People are fine, man. Growing up, I had diverse individuals in my life. Had white people, black people, Vietnamese, Chinese, just all different kinds of people in my life. You know, so that's why I'm not racist. You know, and also I treat people as individuals. So I think that's the takeaway message, man. If you walk away from anything with this video, other than probably a good chuckle, a good laugh, it's this. Treat people as individuals, alright? Allow them to express themselves and make a good judgment based on their character, not on their skin color. And the other takeaway message is, don't be a bitch ass nigga, okay? Deal with your issues, man. Deal with your problems. You don't always need a gigantic group, or you don't need to ostracize people. You know, sometimes it's okay to just shrug it off and go about the rest of your life. This whole situation could have been avoided if these kids just learned how to shrug things off and go about the rest of their lives. But instead, they had to make a mountain out of a molehill. And now we got this. And that's my opinion. And again, I'm sorry if you don't take much out of it, but I hope you guys get those two things. I don't know what else to say. A lot of other people have done many other videos about the topic of free speech and all of that. And I'm just tired of this topic. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure this won't be the last time that racism is a hot button issue, because people are really trying their damnedest to create this image of a race war here in America, or create this image that there's a race problem when there isn't. And even if there was a race problem in America, constantly whining and acting like a victim is not going to prevent people from being racist. You're either going to have to raise children who aren't racist, or you yourself is going to have to learn how to treat people as individuals. Because you're not going to change the mind of other people. You know, not without a reasonable argument or not without actually interacting with them. Whining and complaining and saying racism is bad is not going to stop racism. You either raise children who aren't racist or you treat other people as individuals. And that's all I gotta say. So that being said, man, I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you did, man, go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. And as always, have a great day. I will see you cool cats soon. Adios.